Hello, hello, hello. Sound check, sound check, sound check. So, I just want to show off a little bit. So, inside this editor, everything's nice and it saves and it builds. If we simulate Unreal, we'll get some extra options with our game mode in particular, and also all the classes we instantiate or build into the engine. The save system works, but the load system doesn't. So what I've got over here is some clay, some garden soil, and a dragon. Right, and when we start the game, and we go to the garden, and we name this YouTube, right, it will save outside of the directory, so it will read and write anywhere in where it's got access to, and it will save each one of these. If we go to them, you'll see that each one of these have components. So this one has a certain amount of magic. Let's give it more magic. So we'll give it 66 magic. It's a savable entity, so we get its UUID when it builds. And the soil has 1 fertility, so we'll say it's got 2 fertility, and we'll say it's a little bit dense, so this one's going to turn into rock soon, and we'll just say soil for now. Right, if we go back to the save game and save over the original thing we have, we can go into the other folder. Not that one. This one, that's YouTube. We double click it. You'll see that all its core locations of where it's saved is there. Its fertility, its density, it's all saved relative to its ID. So it's a VLOOKUP, so it's super fast. And so has the key data. So if we close that and we go inside the garden code, we can see we've defined each one of these bits of data. And then we've also got components on top of that, which handle the inheritance and disable the active tick on instantiation. So the CCP is empty for the header files, and we just add this, so it calls it back in each one of the components. So this one in theory should have a callback as well. It's only key data, so this is where I have to start expanding it, I think. I'm not entirely sure. So what that means is inside of the garden we can save, but loading isn't working just yet. And the reason for that is if we go into the garden script, we've unplugged everything from the load code, so it no longer breaks the struts from the file. But once we connect that all back up, it'll be fine. But inside of here, this is where I'm doing the majority of my blueprinting work. So it's relatively simple. So when the game starts, it gets all the actors of a component and it saves its entity. It then comes down and looks for just the soil actors, and it saves the entity, their components and stuff. So this is why the dragon one isn't working correctly, because it's not adding in the spaghetti code of the strut that's relative to it, animals, dragons, etc. So what I've done is broken it down into class tags, and I'll do one for soil, one for plants, one for animals, one for fairies, one for dragons, and then at the end I'll do, it puts it all into the save game data, and then just gives me a print string of whether I failed or succeeded, and then I just have to add in how many objects were saved, which I've disconnected at the moment now.